And we are again tracking first alert weather right now for the chance of more severe storms. The National Weather Service says at least 4 tornadoes yesterday destroyed parts of eastern Colorado. Governor Polis today saying the state stands ready to provide whatever support is needed for those storm victims.
The 4 tornadoes damaged homes and businesses in Bennett and Elizabeth. Thankfully, no major injuries were reported. Your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Dave Aguilera shows us the path of those Sunday storms. Your reporter Andrew Hobner is out with investigators looking into the strength of those tornadoes. And we begin tonight with your reporter Olivia Young live in Bennett for us right now. And Olivia, there are a lot more homes in that area than there used to be.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. Now, tornadoes are not new to the Bennett area, but what is new are hundreds of new residents as the rural area gets more developed. Historically, Bennett has had about 2,500 to 2,800 people living here, but now the town estimates more than 4,000 do, and more new neighbors are on the way. In his near 50 years living in the Bennett area, Rob Anderson has avoided a tornado until Sunday.
Home. Been here for 40 plus years. This is the first one I've ever had hit me.
While preparing to load up his horses for a competition out of state, Anderson says his sister warned him of the tornado.
I come around the south end of the barn here and there was a tornado sitting over there. And I says, okay, I said, this ain't looking good.
He rushed to get his horses into the barn and take shelter. When he emerged, he surveyed the damage.
I kind of went hysterical, I guess you could say. I saw my trailer sitting over there. I saw them 2 trailers right there. One shed here gone, the other shed on the side of the barn gone. Just a mess.
The horse trailer had been ripped open and thrown across the property. Other trailers, sheds, and even a bedroom window were also destroyed.
Just been picking stuff up here, there, and everywhere. That's all I can do.
While no one was hurt in this tornado, Anderson knows that future twisters could threaten more homes in his community.
So the town has been small. We have been prepping, though. We knew the eventual growth, as all growth is coming east within the metropolitan area.
The town of Bennett says managing severe weather in the growing community means leaning on partners like Arapahoe and Adams counties.
Yesterday was really a testament to see that that preparation does pay off.
If there's one thing Anderson knows, it's that severe weather comes with the territory.
It's a chance you take.
But despite a whirlwind of devastation, it's a chance Anderson says he'll still take.
Couldn't get me to live in the city. No.
Now, the biggest thing that the town of Bennett wants their new residents to do is make sure they're signed up for those code red alerts so you get warnings about things like tornadoes. We have the link to do so on our website. And the Red Cross will also be out at the Bennett Park and Recreation District tomorrow from 10 to 1 to help anyone impacted by these tornadoes. In Bennett, I'm Olivia Young, covering Colorado First.
Yeah, signing up for those notifications, a really, really important reminder for everyone. Olivia, thank you.
Experts with the National Weather Service will confirm the rating of those 4 tornadoes. Your reporter Andrew Hobner spent time today with those investigators. Joins us live now from Elbert County. Andrew.
Yeah, guys, there's not a significant amount of homes that were hit by these tornadoes, but the damage to the homes that it did hit was significant. Now, the National Weather Service has ratings in the EF scale to decide just how powerful these tornadoes were after the fact, and they showed us today exactly what that process is to figuring that out. Another stormy day in Elbert County, but with much calmer conditions, the work begins in the neighborhood. As members of the Elbert County Emergency Management Office and the National Weather Service begin their investigation.
Yeah, it might take 24 to 48 hours, depending on how many puzzle pieces we have to put together, almost like acting like a detective looking for fingerprints.
Greg Havener works for the National Weather Service and walked us through how they get the call and assess the damage on the ground.
We still have the radar signatures that can kind of help elude us to, was it tornadic or not, or straight line winds.
Most of what he's looking for are a set of criteria to determine how fast the winds were at the time, which can then lead to scaling the tornado.
We look for certain descriptors, how the damage is oriented, more chaotic, kind of scattered across the area versus in one set direction.
which helps individuals who sustain damage to their property get insurance or maybe even federal aid.
Our reports are made public, so the county, the state can get access to all that data as well to make a determination if an aid request is going to be needed or a disaster declaration is going to be needed.
The Weather Service was looking into reports of multiple tornadoes in what is proving to be a rather rare event.
Take all the pieces of the puzzle, all the pictures, all the data points we have, we develop a track of it, we develop how wide it was, and then ultimately give it the rating, the EF scale rating.
As the neighborhood here on Antelope Ridge rallies around one another, picking up what they can and mending the breaks to people and to property. And although this wasn't a massive amount of destruction in terms of the number of houses hit in this tornado, there were several neighbors that did get together to help out those that did sustain that damage. We'll have some stories for you a little bit later on this evening on CBS News Colorado. Here in Elbert County, I'm Andrew Hobner, covering Colorado First.
All right, Andrew, thank you. More storms have been moving through our state. Kiowa saw some hail earlier today.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Aguilera and the Weather Center for us. And Dave, so far nothing like we saw yesterday.
Oh, no. We had a little bit of hail out near some of those areas, but yesterday was a whole different animal. We had what we call a Denver convergence zone form up. And let me show you what happened. We had a cold front coming through, and as that cold front came through, it provided just enough lift to that unstable air to get these storms blowing up from Elizabeth all the way out into Bennett. Almost a line of storms, if you will, along that cold front. At the same time, behind the front, northeasterly winds coming in this direction. And then you look down here, dry southeasterly winds coming up through here. And where those two wind directions meet, that provides lift as well. And that in that Denver convergence zone is exactly where we had the hail and the tornadoes popping. Today,